Hey there. The holidays are here, so it's good to know Kroger can save you some time with free pickup on all your fresh favorites. Whether your traditions call for a hearty helping of juicy ham, ample apple pie, or Aunt Sue's legendary twice-stuffed stuffing, Kroger has got you covered. So order for free pickup at Kroger.com or the app and get more time to get your holiday on when you grab your groceries curbside. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
You're listening to Cleveland and Beyond with Andy Billman and Jared Watson. Brought to you by Evergreen Podcasts.
And we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. He's Andy Billman. I'm Jared Watson, and this podcast is brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Also, coming soon to Evergreen Podcast. Say, double-digit wins in 2020. How about that? The Browns win in a cakewalk on Sunday night against the Giants, 20-6. And as our red-hot quarterback Baker Mayfield continues to fire the ball around the gridiron, we're going to break down the playoff scenarios as well and do a quick peek into the Jets game. Ohio State won against Northwestern and is awarded, and then Clemson Tigers again in the college football playoff as well. Dabo Sweeney gives the Buckeyes an 11th ranking. He can go fuck himself. I'll say that right now. We'll talk about it later. And Andy licks his wounds over the Irish.
Fucking enjoy, Buckeye fans.
I know.
God bless. Take care. Let's bring on Alabama. Couldn't get worse, could it?
Well, the Irish, hey, wouldn't that be fun though?
Could it? Could it?
I don't know. And the Irish they lose in the ACC championship.
Can we play USC or something?
Florida? You want to play Florida? Coastal Carolina. They're better than Ohio State. Coastal Carolina is. Anyways, we'll talk about that in a little bit. He's such a dick.
Dabo.
And so anyways, let's just get beyond all this because it's just pissing me off already. Let's talk about your 10-4 Cleveland motherfucking Browns, baby.
Cleveland Browns.
It is good to be a Browns fan. This is a grinding week for people who work with Santa, like myself, Jared, other parents out there getting around this time of year. It is a fucking grind. So to have the Browns have a 10-4, 20-6 victory on Sunday night, put your feet up. You know, as we were talking last night, do calisthenics, do some billing during the middle of the games. It got so bored. What a great win. And what is even more exciting is the growth and maturity of Baker Mayfield just continues. The running game was really not there. They barely got over 100 in this game. And the Browns just kept passing, and they did a nice job of just spreading the ball around. And Mayfield right now is just on that level. He is so exciting. It's a shame he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but I think he should have. I know the votes came in probably a week or two ago, but the way he's playing right now, he is one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the AFC. There's no question. I know people will say, yeah, you got Mahomes. True. Lamar Jackson. Sure. I think Mayfield's right there. But anyways, back to on the field. Really, the Pro Bowl is just for, ribbons and awards. The Browns are the one thing, Jared, to get into. We had the Chris Hubbard move. Doesn't mess to be with Nick Harris. This team just embraces the suck, keeps chugging on. They're ready for anything. On a big 4th and 2, they make the stop. It's good to see the Giants make goofy-ass fucking calls on special teams and go wrong. That was cool. The Browns just keep chugging and chugging and chugging and chugging and chugging and chugging along. And it's a lot of fun. And I needed this. It's great. We all needed this. And, Jared, I'm really looking forward to – I'll say it. I mean, beat the Jets, have some other things go down as we talk about here later in the show. Browns going playoffs. It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really great.
Starting over from the weird stuff that was going on. Freddie there, I don't know whether Judge was making the calls or Freddie, but it was weird. They left 2 field goals that they should have taken. Made no sense. Whatever. Fine by me. Freddie's return to Cleveland return against Cleveland rather. It worked out because on 2 of those drives just ruined with
Judge
going for it on 4th down. Yeah, it was just all weird. The Hubbard thing, the Chris Hubbard thing, as much as we didn't miss a beat, I mean, talk about what was Harris? They picked Harris up. He was a 5th round pick, something like that. Like just sneaky finding him to be able to fill in, as a 3rd stringer, because we know Chris Hubbard is a guy that's an all utility, can throw him anywhere on that line. And he's going to have to, he'll be out for the season. He's got to have ligaments reattach, have some surgery. And that's a real bummer. It sucked seeing him go down like that. And because his knee just gave out. I'm going to go ahead and blame the turf there at, MetLife Stadium. I'm going to blame the turf and say that we really got to figure this shit out when it comes to the turf. That's for another show. And Lord knows we'll probably be complaining about it in 10 years. Everywhere. Absolutely.
Everywhere. I mean, the crazy stereotypes is the AstroTurf proved from what we saw in the 80s and 90s. Well, of course, that was cement. But this is still grass. Yeah,
so that's a big bummer there. Baker came out really hot. 9 of 10 passing in the first quarter. They, like you said, didn't worry about the run game, but overall Baker threw for just under 300 yards, threw for better than 84% pass completions there, which is just out of this world. And all these numbers from that game against the Giants have bumped him in, according to ESPN, as a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, according to their numbers. So Baker has done nothing except prove himself over this season, and especially over the past 3 weeks or so, he has really solidified himself as the future of this Cleveland Browns organization. There is no way you could argue against it at this point. Baker is it. Are we all on board now? Are we all on board? Are we over with? I mean, we were iffy throughout the beginning of the season, Andy, and we always said was we will reserve judgment. And we are at the point now where we can judge. We can go ahead and pass judgment and just say it right now. And we said it last week. Baker's the guy. Baker's absolutely the guy. And wasn't it nice, Andy, to just have a boring fucking game?
Oh, it was great.
It was just boring. Yawn, boring.
As soon as it was 23, it was good night, Irene, turn out the lights. Mayfield's gone beyond the point of you take up the 5-year to saying really extend them for long term. And I think that now is in play. Yeah. Because Baker was really playing on that kind of level. He is so good right now and so hot. He's throwing into small windows. He's doing everything he can to win a game. And I'll give you an example. Again, on 3rd and 4, back at the Browns own end, scores 13-3. They're backed up inside the 10, and Baker with a big scramble to get the first down. Even in plays like that, and I don't love him scrambling, but in that play, that was the right call. That was the right thing, and he got the first down, and he led with the football, which is what he needed to do in that spot. Jared, even in that spot, he makes the right play. He does the right thing, and it's just great.
I talked about this last night when we did our Instagram live. You can catch Andy and I doing Instagram lives after the Browns games at Official Cleveland Sports. We chatted up with everybody in the comments, and last night I talked about this. Craig Liddell of Waiting for Next Year had tweeted out that it looked like the game has just slowed down for Baker, and it really did. I have never seen him so poised and so calm in the pocket. He trusts his line. There was 1 sack, I think 6 total rushes. Rushed passes for him in the backfield that entire game, and he looked poised in the pocket the entire night.
Playing Godfather, just pulling strings. There was a pass to Nick Chubb on a screen pass where the Giants actually sniffed it out.
Oh, the hand almost knocked it down. It made me nervous because it would have been a backwards pass, I believe.
It would have, but Jared, that's how much they're in rhythm. He saw it and goes, I got this. And he just got it by, but he did that the entire game where he was just getting the pass by. He's so focused. He's so lasered in right now. He's in that quote unquote zone. We talk about that in basketball when you're making shots. We talk about that in baseball when you're on fire. Right now, Baker Mayfield as a quarterback is in the zone. He can't, even these little small targets look like the ocean. He's just hitting these targets time and time and time again. And again, I thought on that play specifically, when you watch something like that, and you come away saying, holy shit, how did he get the ball in there? I mean, again, the ball should have been swatted down. I saw the same thing Jared did. Should have been swatted down. And he just gets the ball in there. Jared, it's great to see.
He was even – yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And here's the great thing. For everybody out there saying, well, we'll take away Baker Mayfield. Go fucking ahead. We'll give the ball to 24 and 27, and we'll fucking chew your ass out. And this is why it's great. Now teams are fucked. How do you want to lose? Slow death with the running game? Passing game with Baker Mayfield? Or maybe both, as the Giants did. The Giants actually died by both swords, which was great because they threw the ball and then they did enough on the ground to run out the clock. Wonderful.
I saw somebody make a comment about how Baker is so good right now that he completely ignores wide open Kareem Hunt or Austin Hooper to find and thread needles with Hollywood or
Landry.
with Landry. Like, he makes the difficult passes instead, and he's making them. He's making them, and it's right, because there were a couple times where I saw, like, where's he throwing? That guy's not open. Why? How did you not see that? Oh, okay, never mind. Complete for 20 yards. I guess I'm not going to complain.
The Higgins throw across the middle one point. I mean, there was no space. It was a big play, no space, and he just fucking dinged it in there. Hollywood, the Hollywood Higgins too is another one. Gotta find ways to get him back in 2021. He's having a wonderful year. Peoples Jones continues to grow. You know, we haven't referenced this in a while, but let's reference it. Jacksonville was the magic elixir for me. Landry has been wonderful ever since Jacksonville. He has continued it on. He had a big game against the Titans. He played great again last night, making big plays. We'll get to the flag in a second, but Landry really is playing well. That Jacksonville game, he finally got his breath. He finally got healthy. I don't know if it's the temperature or what it was, but he really has excelled ever since that game. And Jared, this team is getting better each week, which is not easy to say in football. They're getting better each week. I'm seeing it with my eyes. This offense is getting tighter and better.
They're growing into this system. They are growing into this system. It was something that took them time. And again, I will bring this up. They're growing into this system. It is. I still don't know that we can sit here and say that this is an Odell Beckham Jr. issue. They're growing into this system and doing it together. And it just so happens that Odell is hurt right now. So we'll see if that plays out the same next year, because, again, contract-wise, it's a difficult one to get out of, a lot of money. We don't even really want to go there right now. But what I want to mention here is that Baker hit 8 different receivers, including Chubb and Hunt, in that game. And what that reminds me of is this. What made Baker so special in 2017, what made him so great, was that he spread the ball around, and he's doing it again. He is confident in throwing to every one of these guys, including Njoku, who is now again holding on to the ball.
Games. He's ever since that drop, which I think it was the Eagles game, he has played much, much better. Gotta give him credit. EJ, friend of the show. Fuck the Squealers, EJ. Yes, I like that. And hi, fellas. EJ, analytics and Brad Pitt are paying off nicely, minus that case is very funny. I mean, this analytics thing, and it plays into what Jared's saying too. Analytics tells you throw to the open spaces, you actually go into the system. That's what I love about this. Like, in so many ways in football, it is that sometimes you just hand the ball off and you make big throws, and obviously you can do that. But analytics is more like, hey, we're going to throw people in position, and you're going to throw to whatever is the play that allows you to do that. If Hooper's open, throw it to Hooper. In some plays, if it's Landry, give it to Landry. You don't have to throw it to Landry every play. You don't have to give the ball to Chubb every play. This system, what I love about it, in this analytics world, I see with Stefanski, he allows, hey, you dictate. It's a symphony. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a symphony. There's plays where I will dictate the tempo to what the play allows and what the defense wants to give. And
I'm also seeing Baker do something that I haven't seen him do in the past, and that is looking off the safety. He did it last night, looking off the safety, and then just knowing, and I don't remember whether it was Peoples Jones or whether it was Hollywood Higgins over the middle, knowing exactly where he was going to be, and did not flinch and hesitate to pull his eyes off and go right into the throw. And it was just, it's just gorgeous to watch. It right there, when you see those moves out of a quarterback, you just know he's in rhythm, that he's got his shit together, that he knows what he's doing. So it was solid. It was solid. Before we get to Bruning's comment, real quickly to what you're saying too, in this game, again, this Browns team keeps getting better and they keep getting focused. And the thing I love about this is they are taking what the defense gives them. If you want to stack the box like the Titans did, if you want to stack the box like the Giants did, the Giants have a good interior line. You know what? We're going to fucking throw it. I mean, this team did a nice job, the Browns, running left a lot for obvious reasons. But they're running left too, because it's like, hey, that's the spot we have to go to. That's what analytics tells us to do. That's what we're going to do. Right. And that's what, and again, it's smart. It just that. How long have we done things where it's like, why are we not taking the fruit from the tree? Yeah.
Why are we digging into China to get water when there's a fucking water fountain
Right in front
there?
of
Like,
you. Yeah. Why are you trying to walk through a wall when there's a door right next to you?
Yeah, it's so refreshing. It's good to see. Matt Bruning. I'll get to the Clemson comment last, but Stefanski is the coach of the year. I do think Baker, if this continues, will not win MVP. He won't, but he deserves some votes because he is having a strong close. And Stefanski, I am there. I mean, I don't know. I've heard people say Flores for the Dolphins. I think Stefanski's done a job. We're Browns fans. I just do. I just have seen more Stefanski. And yeah, this Clemson Ohio State game's got a lot of juice, and we're going to get to that, Mr. Bruning. We are going to get to that. He does a great show, by the way, in fantasy football. Check him out. Matt Bruning. Check him out. Good dude. Happy holidays to you, Matt, by the way. Happy holidays.
Yes. What's up, Matt? Yeah, I'm definitely going to jump into the Dabo stuff. And Matt heard me right off the bat when in the intro. Yeah, I have my comments ready for this. And again, their logic is just flawed. And I'll explain why. But
very flawed. Nickel and dime stuff here too. I know the Browns, and I just gave it so much credit. The only nickel and dime is on short yardage. I would get Janovich in the game. I would really get Janovich in the game in those spots.
Yeah, they only did it once, and that was with the touchdown run for Hunt. At least that's the one time that it stood out to me where it mattered in a short yard situation where they did that. They also went ahead and did another quarterback sneak. I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah. I know you're not either. With Baker, Baker has put the ball on the ground a couple of times. So again, and why would you do that with Baker when you have these
running backs?
Right. I mean,
they get nickel and dime. It's nickel and dime stuff last night because they were so on fire. Yeah. But my nickel and dime comments into what you're saying about the quarterback sneak, which is also true. No quarterback sneak. And on short yardage, I'd get that fullback in the game. I really would. I'd get that fullback in quickly. Now, everybody last night, and everybody's referencing the defense, even though they only gave up 6 points. Everybody's worried about the defense. I think the bigger story, which really got played up today, which I was glad to see to bring up references as Myles Garrett and what's going on with COVID. He is really struggling. If you have not seen it, you need to watch Myles's press conference after the game. I thought that was a very telling press conference. He had a hard time getting his breath. He was a gruff voice. And it really shows the struggle that he's been fighting with this pandemic.
There were reports that he was having a coughing fit prior to the game.
He admitted so.
This is a guy who is going out there only a week or so after, a couple of weeks after coming down with COVID and actually dealing with some very real symptoms and having trouble breathing. The issue with him right now, according to Myles, is not his strength and it is not his speed. It is his endurance and his lungs. Yep. What I am referencing regarding this in the way that I look at it is I remember back in February, before there were any tests available, my wife came down with something awful and it hit like a freight train. She had 103 temperature. We had to rush her to the VA. We knew that it was probably something COVID related, but we could not ever prove it. We know that it wasn't the flu, but we know it was viral. And we know that the guy that was checking on her was wearing a fucking hazmat suit. So we dealt with that for a month. I cooked every meal in the house. And some of you have heard some of the older episodes, know the hell I was going through when we were doing all this. Every meal, every dish, everyone lived. It was like prison. Everyone left their dishes outside their bedroom doors, respective bedroom
prison
doors,
with a smile.
and all that. But the point is, what my wife experienced regarding the breathing was all her other symptoms cleared up rather quickly. What she ended up dealing with was this nagging cough and breathing and endurance issue that just would not let go. And then about a month and a half after everything was said and done, she was good. So what I'm thinking is this: hopefully this will play out in the same way that it did for my wife. Hopefully Myles, within the next 2 weeks, will be back to himself. Because the other thing is this: you can only be on those steroids and those breathing treatments for so long. They're for acute need. I can't see him, they only help so much too. And they only help for so long. So I'm just hoping that Myles recovers, that he takes care of himself. Obviously he is. He's doing everything he can. And I hope that we get Miles back to his full 100% self by the end of the season, especially rolling into the playoffs. And he did get that sack last night at the end of the game, which was very big, I think, at least morale-wise for him and for the rest of that defensive line.
The big thing that has taught me about this season, we just referenced Myles Garrett. In a normal year, this defense would have folded. Denzel Ward out 3 games. Nick Chubb being out for multiple games. Baker Mayfield struggling the first 4 or 5 games, which he did. He struggled. This team just keeps bracing the suck and keeps bouncing back and bouncing back and bouncing back.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't get talked about enough, and this is why Stefanski should be coach of the year. Look at Taki. Look what you're seeing from Vernon in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
What you're seeing from Njoku, who I've been very hard on. Njoku's played much better his last 3 games. He's played much better. I mean, I got to admit, Titans, Ravens, and now the Giants. He has played 3 straight. I mean, he's stacking up good games.
Even bigger than that, look at some of the guys that are getting thrown in and baptism by fire, and the expectations are that there's not going to be any drop-off.
No worry.
And they're doing just fine.
They not only they're doing fine, but to your Jared's point, Nick Harris coming in that game, how many times would we be holding our head and just like God?
The line's going to fall apart.
Oh, we're fucked.
Baker's going to be scrambling.
And it's a disease. How many times is that like a domino to the whole line?
And we don't have that issue. No.
Nick Harris is a great example. Carl Joseph
led the team in tackles, 8 tackles, 2 assists last night. Had one hell of a game. Carl Joseph, Sheldrick Redwine, who's always makes me slur his name like I've been drinking a bottle of whiskey all night. He had another decent game last night when he came in. 4 tackles, 4 assists. Nice to have him back. Denzel Ward, they went after him early and got nothing for it.
Yeah,
Denzel Ward had another great night.
That didn't work
We
out.
talked about Vernon. So, yes, defensively, we saw special teams busting for, the 40-yard return, drove me up a wall. I mean, it was a really annoying start for the Giants, obviously, but it never rattled anyone. It didn't rattle me. I don't think it rattled you. It clearly didn't rattle the Browns. The team is just on it right now. Now, can they do what they need to do to close this son of a bitch out? I think they can. You got
they're fine.
You got to win that. And I really, at least from the beginning of watching this Monday night travesty between the Steelers and the Bengals right now, the Steelers are looking really rough. So,
by the way, that's not a travesty. That's wonderful. Fuck them. Set them on fire.
Just win. That's it. 1 week at a time. Just win.
Yeah. I love it. The Steelers are losing. I fucking love it. Pour it on, Cincinnati. You guys owe us a couple of those games, to be honest with you. So let's go, Kitty Cats. Step up. To Jared's point, I do want to. Okay, one note. Special teams is a sore spot. That's the one thing that did not look good last night. Let's just point out again, Parkey. Look, we're gonna have. I'm there. 40 yards and then. I said this last time. I'm gonna say it again. 40 yards and then. I want 40 yards and then. I don't want Parkey kicking 40-plus yard field goals and be like, sorry, don't. I don't trust it. I have no faith in it now. He makes me nervous. Extra points and then. That's it. I don't want.
Well, and you know what? Fine, else. Because I think analytics will tell you once you're inside around that. Once you're on the other side of the 50-yard line, go for it.
Fine,
go for it.
I'm there, Parkey. That kick. For it to lose steam 48 yards. And he's a pro. This isn't college. This is a pro. Losing the ball, no trust. And the coverage, whether it's kickoffs, whether it's punts, we seem to have these every other week. You hear wonderful things about Prefer, and you just don't see it. I don't know. I just, especially, and by the way, I would practice the onside kick stuff. Just a note. I would practice the onside kick stuff. A little nickel and diming, but that's a little nerve-wracking.
Well, look, it would look. They did fine. They recovered the ball. It was a clean recovery.
Again.
All right.
Nickel and diming, I would practice it. Just saying. I'm just saying. Just practice a little bit more. I don't know if I'd put Harrison Bryant on the front line. I'd get someone else in there. Just saying. Just a note. I love you. I love you, Harrison Bryant. I really do, but I don't. It's okay. We're gonna put someone else in there.
Really hard to break down much more or go any deeper on this game, to be honest with you. It's about as clean cut a Cleveland Browns victory as you're gonna find all season. Andy, we thought maybe this game might have a chance of tripping up the Browns, but when we started to find out things like Garrett was out with COVID, not Miles, we're talking about Jason, and that Freddie was going to take over as play caller, and that Colt McCoy was coming in at quarterback, and of course we have no Saquon Barkley, you just knew that the Browns were going to be able to come in, handle business, and get ready and move on to the Jets.
After I watched Arizona, New York the following week, I was like, I came on there and said, Giants stink. Giants are not good.
Yeah.
They are not a good team. I don't have much glowing stuff. And by the way, I'll go quickly. I'm concerned if I'm the Giants fans. You have talent to spare in wide receiver, tight end, and running back. And your quarterback can't stay healthy. Not good. Not good. The Giants remind me of the Bill Belichick Browns in the 90s, where it's like, I can see a lot of 6-10, 7-9. I mean, have fun.
Well, maybe they can get their 6th win this coming week and beat the Ravens.
God, fucking beat the Raptors, please.
Yeah, come off of this shitty loss and then go and beat the hell out of them. Bring them back down to earth, because they really walked all over the fucking Jags.
Oh, Jaguars, thanks for showing up. By the way, kudos to the Rams. Tip of the cap. Happy holidays. Thank you. Let's get that Jets on the victory. Good job. Tip of the cap. Happy Christmas.
Good. That was a monkey off their back, and they feel and they instantly regretted it. They regretted winning that game.
Hey, that's perfect. You know what? Let the mind fucking New York. That's great. You could not have parlayed that to a better win for the Browns. Oh, perfect. Jets are now getting ragged on for winning. Perfect. It's all mind fuck. Perfect. And you know that we've been there. Those teams are dangerous. Just good. Get that win out. And by the way, it's also good for this. It also taught, and this team does this. Oh, this is the one thing I was going to note. Now I remember it. The Browns really do preach shit. And now we hear about this from other teams. The Browns really do preach this 1-0 thing. I love the way they talk after games, Jared. I love the way how they just talk about, hey, next thing up, bracing to suck. All that is so true with this team. And Jared, I have never seen a Browns team embrace it more. And it just shows. Here's the playoff scenarios. If the Browns win and these following things happen, the Browns are in. The Browns, if they win and the Dolphins lose, you're in. Or tie. The Ravens lose or tie, the Browns are in. And then the Colts have to lose to Pittsburgh. So, again, Colts of Pittsburgh, Dolphins of Vegas, and then Ravens against the Giants. Those are your scenarios. If the Browns win and those teams lose, you're in. I mean, you're getting to that point. Those are three not bad scenarios. And a reminder of something else. The Titans do go to Green Bay to play the Packers. Not an easy game. And that should be reminded that Colts and Titans are tough. So that's another game just to throw in there and shoehorn in there. So these are, look, what's the Pittsburgh games? I don't have it on right now. What's the game at now?
I shut it off so that I wouldn't steal from the stream, to be honest with you. So,
I'll get you a score right now.
Yeah, but I'm doing the same.
Let's see. It's 10-0 Kitty Cats. All right. Kitty Cats.
Stop it. It is too. Wow. And that's how they stay out. Yeah, the Bengals started the second quarter that way, scoring a touchdown. Unreal. And I am getting destroyed in my fantasy bracket right now because Deontay Johnson is not catching the fucking ball, and that's killing me.
And I guess we can stay this if this score stays. The Browns are in play for the division.
Yeah, and we can say this. The way that the Steelers look right now, the way that they looked in the first quarter when I watched before we started doing this, they looked awful. And I will say that it started at quarterback. It started with Ben. He underthrew Washington by like 10 yards. It looked terrible.
That's good. Good job, man.
He really does look like shit. I don't know how else to say it.
Good.
So,
good.
And then,
he looks like
Derek Watt looked like he almost killed himself on special teams coming in early in the game on that initial tackle and hit. He got up and walked off the field, but he crunched his head and it looked pretty bad. I was nervous for a minute. Anyways, at any rate, the Steelers losing. Yeah, no, I know you didn't. I don't think you realized exactly what happened. at any rate, though, they lose this game, the division's back in play. Is that what we're saying, Andy?
It is. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's not even like
So
if the Steelers win tonight, they win the division. If they don't, they now have to beat Indy. Oh, this whole thing gets crazy. That's good.
That's a tough one because it's like we want them to beat Indy, but if they don't, then we have to go in and beat them and take the division.
Are the Steelers clinched a playoff berth yet? I don't know if they have.
Yes, they have. I'm almost positive that they have.
Let's see. I'll look this up.
No, they have.
Have they really? Let me look this up. God, that'd be great.
They have.
Playoffs.
They have. This is what we're doing now. Now we're doing live shit right now, just looking things up. Steve,
who fucking cares? No, they did clinch a playoff berth. Fuck. Yeah, Christmas and miracles. Can't ask for everything.
Yeah.
But all right.
They did it. They did it like a week or two ago. Yeah.
Damn it. How annoying. God.
I know.
Oh well. Well, I guess they don't care about anything else. I mean, look, the Steelers are going in checkout mode because I don't think they can catch the Chiefs, which is understandable. So they're checked out. Steelers playing team is checked out. So
divisions in play.
Divisions maybe in play. If you lose to the Bengals, divisions in play.
But again, this is where it gets weird. Depending on how the Raiders and the Dolphins game goes and some of the other stuff, we would normally be hoping that the Steelers go in and beat Indianapolis. Now, we might not want that to happen, and then we would have to win Week 17, depending on how the other stuff falls out.
Of course.
But they lose this game and they lose to Indianapolis. You better believe the Browns are coming in looking to win that division. Okay, well, don't get ahead of yourself. They still got to beat the Jets. Okay. Okay. Look,
Jets just won their Super Bowl and they lost the draft.
Well, it's also funny because I mean, the Rams are a 9-win team.
Rams don't remember the days when Sean McVay was that sexy girl you dated at the prom. Got some acne. Not going well.
Boy, this is a really interesting down to the wire last 3 weeks of the season. And Andy, we're talking about it. I want to remind everybody. I do this often because I need to pinch myself. We are in late December right now.
10
late December
wins.
And it matters. The Browns matter.
Doing layup drills in MetLife. Just layup drills.
20 years.
Just layup drills. Just layup drills. Just fucking taking out the Giants. Going over, touching LT's jersey, like, hey, we fucking got this. We fucking got this.
Is this the best? Is this the best Browns team in the expansion era since '99?
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yes, it's not. Yes,
not even close.
Jared, 2002,
2002. Nope, not even close.
Not even close. Not even.
No,
this team is a machine. They would look at that and be like, yeah, run, William, you better fucking run. We're coming right after your ass. And again, and we'll get to the latest news for today for injuries. This team relied on Chubb and Hunt, especially Chubb. Those guys, they're not even going to him right now in big spots. You know why? Because Baker Mayfield's on fucking fire.
Cool. You know what that means? That means that they're going to have fresh legs as we come into the playoffs.
That's right. You know what? You know what happens late in the game? You people are like, well, what's going to happen, Chubb and Hunt? Don't worry. Dearness Johnson getting big runs. Big runs.
Huge third down conversion. 12, 13-yarder.
Just running up the sideline. Sadly, Jared Todd touched on it. Hubbard is out for the year. He's going to go under season-ending knee surgery. That's confirmed by Cleveland.com and NFL.com. So everything's confirmed there. He's out. I wish Hubbard the best. He got a lot of love treatment from the players today. So Hubbard, best of luck. Hate to see that happen.
Yeah.
Sadly in football, it happens. This time of year, you start seeing more of that at the end of the year. So good luck to Hubbard. Hope he has a speedy recovery. Stefanski gave some other updates. Richardson with a neck injury. He should be okay. Right. Kind of confirmed by Myles Garrett last night, so he's fine. Sendejo is progressing through concussion protocols, but nothing more than that. Teller does sound like it's a no-go this week. In fact, he pretty much made that known. It's going to take a lot for Teller to play. So you're going to see Nick Harrison again. Looks like Teller's gonna be out again for another week.
That's fine. This is a situation where Wyatt Teller has been he's as good as they get this season, but the Browns, if they're able to survive without him, right? then don't bring him back until he's healthy. We said the same thing about Ward. We've noticed that we've lost really key components to this team, and they've been able to hold the line. And I think this is another one of those situations where you just wait it out. Take your time, get healthy, and we'll see you when you come back. I don't remember, Andy, whether we heard anything about Harrison.
Okay, yes, I heard this today too from Stefanski. I'm glad you brought him up. Harrison is in play, but I'd say doubtful.
Cool.
But he is in the building and he's doing things.
Okay.
But Stefanski said
in a couple weeks, maybe.
Stefanski did not rule him out. He goes, I'm not ruling him out. We have to see how the week goes. And we'll leave it there. He did not have any. He was very vague on Harrison. But Harrison last week was a lot more like, see you next week. Ask me again. So he's in play. My guess, if I were in Vegas, I'm not, but I'm in Vegas. Teller and Harrison are no's. I don't think.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you on that. There's no, and a lot of it comes down to the fact that they don't need to come back right now.
Rest. This is so unlike us Browns fans. Fucking rest them. Jets blow. Jets stink.
We don't have desperation in our voices.
Everything's fine. Let's have a margarita by the third quarter. Flip down and have our favorite eggnog one more time. Choke it down the gullet.
They're going to flex us to prime time with the Jets, you think? Knock the Cowboys out of that spot. Put America's team in there.
It is America's team. Well, speaking about America's team, the Pro Bowl announcements came out, which was the most unannounced event ever. I mean, usually Pro Bowl.
It was almost as lame as the championship weekend with college football. Yes.
Well, good news. Those are back-to-back stories. The Pro Bowl to the Browns is this following: Joe Bitonio, Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett. I think all those are par for the course. Those were expected. I'm surprised Teller did not get a nod. I'm also surprised Denzel Ward did not get a nod.
Very surprised.
Those two should be in there, but okay. What can you do? Again, there's no game, so you're not going to see any ads this year. I mean, unless there's something weird I don't know about. So this is it. It was basically a hand out the napkin press conference release, and that's it. I mean, press release. Sorry, not press conference release. Press release, and that was it. Usually there's like a show and stuff. Nothing. I mean, unless I missed it. I didn't see anything like that. So that's it. It's Bitonio, Chubb, Garrett. And those are your three.
All right. Well, we are yawning our way through this post-game recap of Browns Giants 20-6 victory.
It's like the game. It's like we won. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. It's getting ramped up. We all know what's coming around the horizon. You can feel it. The Jets are awful. I mean, 1-12. We'll break it down on Wednesday. Don't you worry. We'll break it all down. Folks, they fucking lose to the Jets. We'll do something crazy. They're not going to lose to the Jets. Not going to lose. Nope. The team is too fucking good. And if you don't think Baker Mayfield is not going to be fired up about not making the Pro Bowl, don't think you know Baker Mayfield.
Hey, friend of show, Manny Blasdell, checking in on Facebook saying, hey, guys, wanted to shout out the show again. Been going through some tough times. Hey, Manny,
sorry to hear that.
Hope all is well. Your show has literally gave me life. Wow. That means a lot.
Manny Blasdell.
I can't thank you too enough. Cleveland Beyond forever, guys. Man.
Manny, hey, you're a good dude. Best of luck. I hope everything's well, man. And we'll have to get you on the show here. Good, Manny's a good dude. Love Manny Blasdell.
Much appreciated, brother. Really do. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and by the way, the Manny, if you want to, it's a giving season. We will put a donation box. You just put some dollar bills in that thing, man. I mean, we all need a little. I'm sorry, too soon? Too soon, Manny? You just put a little donation box. You love us so much. You'll put the bills that crumble.
Are we going to start doing the show on Patreon or whatever that page is?
We'll do whatever.
Or what's the other one? The other one, I think we have to take our clothes off. I don't really want to do that.
And by the way, we'd lose.
Nobody wants to see that from either.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
What is that page?
Look, this is a great win. Energy level is holiday tired, but we will press on. Excited about the Browns. Excited about what's going on here. To see 10 wins like this is great. Here's the one thing I'll say again. This team gets better ever. Every week it gets better.
Like fine wine.
Oh,
Like fine wine, like fine, like the grapes, like the wonderful vineyards growing along the shores of Lake Erie.
Yes,
there are some of that actually, right? Northern Pennsylvania, New York.
Wineries.
Yeah.
There's great wine. In fact, there's great wineries where you are. There's a great winery around Warren, Ohio. Great winery.
In Warren?
Yes.
I haven't been back here long enough. I know about Penguin City. And Penguin City's doing huge things beer-wise downtown Youngstown, right there on the Mahoning River. And shout out to Derek McDowell doing the Youngstown Flea and rocking that stuff out. Youngstown, there's a lot of revitalization going on in this area, and I am digging it. I'm here for it, brother. It's one of the reasons why I came home. I love this place, man. Dude.
Good. Need more of that. Need more of it. All right. So, not to bring the mood down.
But, man, we gotta throw this out here. Manny said one more thing. Never too soon for the best show out there, my guy. Thanks, Manny. Don't play into don't do that.
You play into it, brother. You play into it. You wait till the show's in February. You wait. We start doing all sorts of like draft things.
Oh, we're gonna do a lot of wacky, weird shit. We're gonna, the game's gonna, the structure of the show is going to change, obviously, once the Brown season is over. We're gonna adjust some things. Absolutely.
Once a week, picking box scores from Darius Garland. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Aren't you excited? The Cavs tip off in 2 days, folks.
Okay.
Don't you worry. We're
right.
previewing that shit right here. Don't you worry.
All right.
Don't you worry. It's gonna be a fun ride. We're going to do a lot of stuff, and on Instagram after Cavs games. It's going to be great. I'll be on there breaking down every play. I'll have a chalkboard, a whiteboard, breaking down.
Time to officially change gears, Andy. College football playoffs. CFB playoffs, they sat there, they named their 4 teams. My favorite is how they named the 5th and 6th team. Because it's like I don't know what why do you do that?
The energy level is going to pick back
up. Why do you do that? Name the 5th and 6th team, and then you hey, these are the 2 teams that didn't quite make it. Like it's such a middle finger. It's so I hate it. And of all the years that they could have fucking changed it up and added 2 more teams, this would have been the year, and they still didn't do it, which tells you how old and it's. Listen, and I know some people hate this. It's old, rich, white dudes making decisions that it's
stiff.
just blah, blah.
White stiff.
Did you really expect change?
Oh, on dinosaurs. Speaking about change, Matt Bruning, Bengals got another interception in the red zone. Look at them, kitty cats.
Stop it! Another interception. And they would have had 3. They missed an interception early that passed to Washington. That would have been their 3rd interception had he got that one earlier. Wow, unreal! I told you it's Ben. Tonight.
Great, I love this shit. Pour it on now.
Yeah, let's jump into this.
How excited are you? Now, look, there's a long history between Clemson and Ohio State. I think this is for someone who's not a Buckeye fan. I must say, this is where I get ramped up. This is a big Buckeye fans. I want to give a speech to my partner and some Buckeye fans out there.
Go ahead, because I'm going to get
this is a big game. This is a mental game. Woody Hayes couldn't beat Clemson. Urban Meyer couldn't beat Clemson. And Day couldn't beat Clemson next year. This is a big game. This is the mighty Ohio State Buckeyes. You need to win this game. I'm telling you for pride. Pride.
Andy.
Dabo Sweeney put you 11.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Fuck about Woody Hayes.
For anyone who lives under a rock, Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, Notre Dame 4.
Yes.
Let's start with this.
Bring on Bama.
There's some pissy pants people out there talking about Texas A&M. There's other folks that are whining about Cincinnati, and I will say this. The conversations that I heard were, while Ohio State wasn't playing, they weren't dropping in the ranks. But while Cincinnati wasn't playing, they were dropping in the ranks. And these are ways that you can tell that the committee knows that these teams in the power conferences that are the ones that matter most right now, period. I understand that we want to give incentive to these teams.
Yeah.
To have a reason to play, which is why I will argue all day for the expansion of the playoffs to 6 or 8 teams. I will argue all day in support of that. But until that happens, you cannot tell me that the overall best teams are not the 4 that they picked and put in there.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Look, January 1, Jared hit all the points. I'm going to get to that second. Everybody on this show is watching Bama Notre Dame 4:30 and 8 o'clock. We're watching Ohio State Clemson. It's great. It's great theater on January 1st. Now, Ivan Maisel talked about it. Jay Billis talked about it. And many other people tweeted about it. This needs to go to 8, only because of what Jared just talked about. And I was going to bring it up too. It is time to get fresh blood in this system. If Purdue, God forbid, ever got to 11-1 year, 10-2 year, I'd be really concerned. It's like, well, they're going to have to win the Big Tens. They're not going to get accepted then as one of the core 4. This has to change. And you can't allow, and I love Brian, and I'm a Notre Dame fan. Brian Kelly can't have a seat in this chair. They can't have a seat in this chair. I want to hear from teams like Baylor. I want to hear from teams like Memphis. I want to hear from teams like Washington State. I want to hear from teams like, let's have Boise State come on in. Cincinnati, come on in. I want to hear teams that are on that fringe. Central
It would just
Florida.
be fun.
Yes, let's have those teams come in.
Let's let them come in, have a little parody. What are they afraid of? The March Madness shows you how much fun it can be.
And by the way, if it's such a big deal, don't play so many games. Only play 12. If games are the problem, let's go back to where it was. 11 with one conference championship game making 12. If it's that big a fucking deal, take away one of these regular season games. Because you need to go to 6 or 8. I think
now 8 teams is what makes the most sense. 8 teams is the way to go, and we will agree on that until the day we die. Now that we have said all that, I want to address the elephant in the fucking room. I have had enough of Dabo fucking Sweeney running his fucking mouth and acting like a holier than thou. Look, here's the deal. The fact that the disrespect from this complete asshole.
That's an asshole move.
He put Ohio State in the coaches poll 11th behind Coastal Carolina.
Behind Cincinnati.
Blow it out your ass, Dabo. And this is why Andy said this is bigger than just a college football playoff game. This is more about getting a little bit of respect and making him eat a little crow and shutting his stupid fucking mouth, because the longer that Clemson plays well, the longer that Clemson has done well, the longer that they have been in the spotlight, the more we have realized the sheen has really worn off on Dabo. He is flat out an asshole. He's an asshole. His comments are constantly off base. Now, here's his argument, and it's the argument of others, is that the teams that don't play enough games, they should be hurt, and that you're a better team if you play more games. And that is not the truth.
During COVID.
When we know this, playing more games through COVID is not a measure of how good a team is. Period. It's a variable that has been out of the control of all of us. There's no reward for playing games besides what? Luck. It really comes down to some luck. And some of that luck didn't work out for Ohio State, didn't work out for the team up north. Do you really think that they didn't want to play this game that they've been playing for 103 fucking years straight? It's out of their hands. It is not a way of determining whether this team is good enough to be in the top 4 or not. And he's not alone in thinking this way.
No,
Jimbo Fisher also put Ohio State in 5th. And I believe, who else? Georgia.
Yeah.
Kirby Smith threw them in 6th.
Yep.
And Nick Saban also put them in 5th. And there were 6 total teams that left them out. So here's the deal. Really? Fuck all of you. You're wrong.
This is the chance.
Your way of measuring who is worthy and who is not. I haven't been so pissed about something sports related until I read. It's just obnoxious. Get out of here.
Justin
Dabo Sweeney, listen, Ohio State, and we need to talk about this. That showing against Northwestern was absolute ass. Justin Fields played like shit. But we need to also talk about this. There were 14 scholarship kids on that Ohio State team, including their top wide receiver, Olave, out. And that jacked everything up. And out of nowhere, Trey Sermon, the senior, came from Oklahoma, set the all-time single-game rushing record and broke a record that a giant made, that being Eddie George. So they found a way. They have things to clean up, and it makes me nervous, and it frustrates me because I wish that I could say for sure that these Buckeyes were going to walk in and just stomp on their fucking throats. But I don't know if it's going to go that way, Andy, and it really pisses me off because I need them to show up. Just for that game. That's it. Just for that game. Oh.
This is a big game. Notre Dame, Bama, we'll get to that in a second. Clemson, Ohio State has got so much juice. My partner is shaking his head more mad and fired up about that than anything we talked about Giants, Browns. This game's about pride. Pride. Dabo Sweeney said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Ohio State 11 because I don't give a fuck. I don't respect anything the Big Ten says. If you're a Big Ten brethren, this is the game. Everybody, I'm a Purdue fan.
Harbaugh should be rooting for Ohio State.
Oh, my, time to put on your scarlet and gray. Look, this is the game. This is the game. If they get waxed again against Clemson or lose, it's going to be a tough pill. That 8 o'clock game has a lot of meaning to it. And Justin Fields, you better rest that thumb. I hope he's feeling better. It's a big game for him. He stunk. He stunk against Northwestern. Stunk.
And Garrett Wilson found out just how hard it is to get open when Olave isn't on the field.
I was going to bring that up. My boy Garrett Wilson couldn't find him. Could not find him in this game. Now, here's some things that happened in this game. I'll break down the game a little bit. I took some notes. The big thing in this game that really helped out the Buckeyes, the Wildcats were driving, started the second half, and that interception settled the game down.
Yeah, that was big.
That was a huge interception in this game.
It was big.
Because if that scores, you could just feel the game turning. But that interception settled the game down. The big thing in this game was anytime the Buckeyes got close to red zone, it was field goal time. I have not seen that in the day era. They had a hard time getting touchdowns in this game. But Trey Sermon saved everybody. I mean, everybody. Look, the number saved for itself. Not sure why they didn't run the ball more. That was commented quite a bit.
We talked about that the whole time. Well, a lot of it is because Trey Sermon was not this running back throughout the season. Or was he?
I mean, we said on this podcast many times, I did not understand the people saying, Ohio State doesn't have a running game. Where are those calls?
I will say that I was surprised Master Teague didn't have a better game.
But Sermon, come on. Folks, there's a lot of, I'll have to do this on that.
Sermon is helping his draft status big time, right? With that game. And yeah.
Good transfer move. By the way, he played for
Oklahoma. And this is the type of game that reminds me of how Ohio State won their first national title in this CFB era. And that was on their third string quarterback, next man up type of thing, where there was a surprise. And maybe Trey Sermon is that surprise for Ohio State late in this season. Maybe.
Clemson's really fucking good. Let me tell you, as an Irish fan, what I witnessed. I saw a team go, you know what? We're ready to play. Fucking Clemson does this every fucking year. You know what? We're ready to play now. We're going to start trying. That team was fucking focused.
I know.
I had not seen that. I mean, they came out, rolled the balls out, and started like Trevor Lawrence was standing on his head. ATN found the end zone. He carried the ball 10 times, got 120 plus yards. I mean, I remember midway through the third quarter, my son's like, I can't watch this. I'm like, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Clemson just turns on the switch. It's like, all right, we're ready to play now. And they just flip it on. Buyer beware. Clemson looks wrong. I can't.
29-23 was last year, I believe. The score.
That was a great game. It was a great game. Now, look, 2 weeks, if you can't get motivated, you're a Buckeye for this game. Yeah, check the fuck out. When a coach puts you down as 11,
I haven't
the top.
I haven't been this. I haven't cared. I haven't cared as much about college football this season because of a lot of the things that have aggravated me regarding how the Big Ten has handled the COVID situation, regarding some of the things I was hearing out of those SEC teams and the stuff that I'm worried about that I know we're going to have to talk about eventually down the road regarding some of these players that may have some of those worse those issues regarding their heart and playing football. I think 60 Minutes was covering something about it last week. I didn't catch it, but we know there's going to be more to talk about. It just this whole season has felt icky to me. It's felt icky. And so I kind of took a step back and kept myself at a distance, and it was easy to do because of how good the Browns have been and because of how good they have looked. But I will say this, I am into this game more than I ever thought I would be. And I want to thank you, Dabo, for making that possible. Ohio State, I really look.
This is Woody Hayes.
Coach Day, you have got to get those guys fired up.
This is for Woody. This is for Coach Meyer. This is for a lot of people. Look, this is a big game. Hey, Dabo took your nose and rubbed it in dog shit. Just rubbed it in dog shit. Saying you're 11. We're going to come down here and just smack you in the fanny.
Hey, we need to throw a couple of comments up here too. My brother commenting on Facebook, Ian Watson, looking like we might get that AFC North showdown for the crown. Steelers offense looks awful right now. Manny Blasdell saying, and looks terrible. Ha ha ha. And I checked in with the score, Andy, and the Steelers are down 17-0. And we are at the 2-minute warning before the half.
Bengals ball. Going around.
Wow.
Someone has checked out. So onward we go now.
League this year. What a bummer. All I needed was a good game out of Deontay Johnson.
Well, they're gonna have to throw the ball, so that's good. That's why you gotta look at fantasy football. Sometimes you need those kind of games just to throw.
No, I need 20 more points. He's only got 3.2 for me.
And by the way, I will say this for all of us getting excited: Steelers can flip a switch too, like Clemson does. So I look. I'm not ready to. They
can.
I hate the fucking Steelers. I hope this is for real. They flipped the switch way too much in my life, so I've seen this shit.
The only time I want to reference flipping any switch is regarding the Cavaliers when LeBron was around and flipping the switch for the playoffs. I can't think of flipping the switch any other time.
I'm telling you right now. Okay, let's do this real quick before I go down the misery road that is Notre Dame football on Saturday.
Yeah, should have picked up Hollywood Man. He says, "Yeah, I wish I would have, but he wasn't on waivers. I couldn't pick him up. Another player has him, anyways, or another team has him."
I watched the Cavs and Knicks on Friday night, folks. I know there was no love. I know there's no Andre Drummond. I know there's a lot of people out. It's the Knicks, and the Cavs were down 50 at one point in the third quarter. 5-0. 5-0.
This is what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the Cavs.
We will do a Cavs preview, which is going to excite everybody in this audience. I'm telling you right now.
No.
Nobody
wants to listen to it. Nobody wants to listen to that show.
Okoro is so good.
Okay.
So good. Colin Sexton throwing balls out of bounds. Exciting. So.
I'd rather talk about the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Oh, we're going to get to that. So, Irish. This was, for people who are new to this podcast, this seems like an annual once a year, Brian Kelly didn't give a fuck, team checked out game. Guess what? Irish didn't care. After a few interceptions, I saw some yawning. I don't know what happens in Brian Kelly in these games, but it's like the Irish just basically says, you know what? Been a good run. We tried. Thank you. Dabo, what do you need? 34? You need 34. You know, Kevin Williams, I got nothing. Williams had a great game last time. Williams got shut down. Look, the Irish are better than that. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know why Kelly has these games where when Notre Dame sniffs a loss, they just check out. They get this glazed look over these eyes, and they check out, Kai Fuzuyani, Fuzuni, go Browns. Go Browns. I can't.
That's a YouTube viewer.
Wow. YouTube. Go Kai.
Right.
Shout out, brother. Go Brownies. Listen to the first half of the show. It was a fucking awesome podcast. Now look, best one ever. It's sick. Official Cleveland Sports too. Now look, here's the thing on Instagram. Now look, the Irish are playing Alabama. Now, this game does not have as much juice as the Clemson Ohio State game. Mm-hmm. But here's my perspective. Do I think Notre Dame has a chance against Alabama? Absolutely fucking not. But I want to see what Notre Dame's made of. This is a game for us Irish fans out there talking. Let's see what it's about the Irish. Are we going to lay down and get mowed down by 40 or 50? Well, then, maybe it's time to start talking about what the fuck this is about. Because I'm tired of getting waxed these goddamn games. Notre Dame's not this bad. I'm tired of laying down.
Yeah. National spotlight games.
I know. I'm actually saying this. We could get sunburn lit up, sure, but I won't see it.
This has been a problem going back to 2013, 2014, that Alabama game.
We've been doing this podcast every year. I go through this moment. Michigan last year, Clemson the year before. They just get their asses waxed in big spots, and it's not even close. It's not competitive. I'm tired of this. Notre Dame needs to show up and play hard and play well against Alabama. They don't need to win the game. But goddamn, be respectable. Be respectable. I'm tired of these games where, again, middle third quarter, Cameron Billman, Dad, I can't do this. I'm like, I don't blame you. Go play Roblox. I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing. And the Irish aren't that bad, and they just play like dog shit. And they have these early drops. Oh my God. Well, I'll be there 4:30 for the Rose Bowl in Dallas. It'll be the best Rose Bowl ever in Dallas. Coach, God, just don't get blown out. Am I saying this about Notre Dame football? Where's Tony Rice, Tim Brown? Where's Lockett Ishmael?
Where's Rudy?
God, anything. Just don't get blown out. Just don't get blown out. Just don't get blown. That's where we're at as Irish fans. Just don't get blown out. That's where we're at. Yeah. That's the Irish. Purdue basketball is much more exciting.
Andy, wow. To be honest, I'm into it now. I wasn't into it, and I'm into it now. I'm into all of this now.
We talked earlier today, and I told you, Mike, that game has so much juice. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
Clemson, Ohio State it's pride. It's about pride. Yeah. That guy, Dabo Sweeney, took Ohio State tradition and stepped on its neck. Jimbo Fisher stepped on its neck. Nick Saban, look, he can because he's Alabama, but he gave a little flick. But that's Alabama, so whatever.
Coach Day, look, and I'm telling you, the way that I've looked at Coach Day since he's taken over, Coach Day is the guy, I think, to push back on that shit. I just hope that I don't know what it is over the past couple of weeks with Justin Fields, over this entire season. It's been weird. It's been uncomfortable at times. You thought the kid was going to put himself in a position to win a Heisman, and he just folded in a couple of games. I'm wondering how this will go. So I am cautiously optimistic that Coach Day has them ready, that the Buckeyes will be ready. I would love nothing more than another giant Trey Sermon, a heaping helping, a giant serving of sermon in this Clemson game, and them to walk away and tell them, well, you know what? Go fuck yourself. We're done. Thank you. Come again. Thank you.
Ohio State's never beaten Clemson. Never beaten Clemson.
Driving me up a wall.
Woody Hayes? Nope. Coach Meyer? Nope. By the way, Irish can't beat him either. We beat him once in the regular season in South Bend with a backup quarterback.
Wow.
At Clemson, God, those fans are annoying. Oh, God, just please. I can't believe I'm saying this. God, please, Buckeyes win that game. Is everybody excited about the bowl games? We are. We always do this every year. We're going to run through the bowl games fast and furious as we wrap up the show. And then I'll do a complete breakdown of Purdue's victory over Notre Dame basketball. So here we go. Idaho Potato Bowl. Are you excited about playing Green Wave and Wolfpack? No. Boca Raton Bowl, UCF Knights, BYU Cougars. I'll watch that. I'll turn that on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. Okay. Oh, my God. Kicking off fast. Not giving these kids any break.
Hey, no Pinstripe Bowl this year, right?
They canceled the game. Yes, the game is gone. Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Louisiana Tech, Southern Eagles. Nothing says Holiday Bowl like Louisiana Tech, Southern Eagles. Montgomery Bowl, Memphis versus Florida Atlantic. New Mexico Bowl. Boy, New Mexico couldn't even play in New Mexico, the Lobos. But yet they're having the New Mexico Bowl. I think that is very interesting. Okay. Hawaii. I mean, New Mexico.
Because there's money.
There's
money involved.
Money. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors versus the Cougars. Won't watch a second. Camellia Bowl. Thundering Herd versus Buff. I'll watch this because I'm a Mac guy. I went to University of Toledo.
I'll watch it because of my Youngstown State days of watching my cousin. I went up to Buffalo and watched them play the Bulls one time, and I also watched them beat Marshall a few times. And I watched a national championship against Boise. Boise State with those Youngstown State Penguins. So, I'm into that one a little bit.
Younger Beamers taking over next year. Gamecocks at UAB Blazers. Won't watch a second. That's at noon ABC on Saturday at 20. Just a terrible game. For those of you, I will watch this game. You
know what?
Liberty, Coastal Carolina. I'll watch that.
All right. So I'm already, because I can't stand Jerry Falwell Jr. I'm sorry, folks. I can't stand him. I think he's an awful person. Clearly he is. Liberty got rid of that asshole. I have a lot of ties when my wife worked in that market and had to deal with him in Lynchburg. I spent a lot of time in Lynchburg, Virginia. Jerry Falwell Jr. and his pool boy and all that good stuff that went on. I'm rooting for Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina, and that's how I feel about that.
Go Coastal Carolina, go. Go Coastal Carolina, go.
Yeah.
Can't stand Liberty. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, great name. Georgia State Panthers, that's at 3:30 on ESPN. That's a Lending Tree Bowl. I know people have been wondering. Tickets still available. Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns versus UTSA Roadrunners. Wow, Roadrunners in a big spot. Cheez-It Bowl, Oklahoma State, Miami. This game sounds sexy. Miami's terrible. Oklahoma State wins big. The Alamo Bowl. Boy, there's been some great Alamo Bowls over the years. This Texas Colorado roll off the tongue. No, boy, a 9:00 start on the 29th. That's a little late. Texas will win. I know nothing about. I couldn't even tell you anything about Pac-12 football. Nothing. I just know everything about.
What is the Duke's Mayo Bowl? What are we doing? Is there going to be a Fromunda cheese bowl? Like, what are we talking about here?
By the way, Wisconsin could barely get through the season, but they're going to the Mayo Bowl. Wake Forest versus Wisconsin. Onward and upward. We can barely get through 6
Squeeze on your burger.
We are out of mayo in Madison. I guess you take the Badgers ? Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. Duke's Mayo is the best mayo. Come on, guys. Boy, Manny Blasdale. That a boy. Come on, guys. Hey, Manny, I'll take your word for it.
All right, I guess. I didn't know about Dukes.
Never in my life. All I know is this. In that part of the country, you get good barbecue, good tobacco, and fantastic Krispy Kremes. Krispy Kremes are the best.
Andy, you don't eat that shit anymore. Come on now.
I couldn't touch it. I love it, though. I love Krispy Kreme.
Put a little Duke's Mayo on your Krispy Kreme, brother.
Manny Blasdale, good humor. The Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. That's been another good bowl over the years. Music City Bowl is always good. Iowa versus Missouri. I can't stand Iowa now after that story, so I have no interest. Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Gators Sooners. Good game. Pitt is not playing for the Gators. The Sooners have been playing well. I've been just in that game. Sooners have been playing well in the last half of the year. That's a good game. I'll watch that. 8:00 on Wednesday night. I'll be there for that. That's a good game. Golden Hurricane, Mississippi State Bulldogs. Mike Leach is always entertaining. I like Mike Leach. I do like Mike Leach. I really do. I like Mike Leach. I'll watch that game. Any interest in Ball State, San Jose, Arizona Bowl?
Only because I had a wonderful time back in the year 2000, late 1999, 2000, late 99, at Ball State at a Halloween party. Good time. David Letterman's alma mater, Ball State.
I'll pause you on that thought because Manny Blasdell's got more Mayo information. It is considered a crime if you use
Hellman's Mayo down here.
Good news, Manny. I hate mayonnaise. This is before diet. I do not like mayonnaise.
I love mayo to the point now where I use mayo on my grilled cheese to toast my grilled cheese over butter on my bread. It's a secret. I'm telling you, it's the secret. It's the secret.
We'll never be eating Jared Watson's grilled cheese.
Oh, you will. I won't even tell you about it. Yeah, you won't even know. It's the way to go.
I will vomit.
It's the way to go. It doesn't taste like mayo by the time you cook it and toast it.
Mayonnaise is only made for tuna, and that's it. West Virginia against West Virginia against Army, Liberty Bowl. I'm happy for Army. Army got stiffed in the Independence Bowl, so I'm glad Army got a game.
I'm not worried about that. Listen, I need to remind people out there. There's a lot of people that got hyped up over, you're disrespecting 1.3 million, all these different, all service members, blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something to you. Unless you went to West Point and you're an officer and you went to West Point in the Army, nobody gives a shit about Army. It's not a big military thing. It's actually kind of weird for enlisted guys to get really excited over these games that are the service academy games. It's not something that any of us did when we were in. We pretended a little bit just to hype up and help our officers feel good about themselves. And that's about it. So we'll leave it at that. Anyway, we can move on now.
Go Army, beat West Virginia.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Don't worry.
Go West Virginia, beat Army. I don't fucking care.
I love when Army wins. I don't know why. I love when Army wins.
My grandpa did, although he was an enlisted guy, which was always kind of funny.
Yeah. And don't ask
goes against everything I just said when I say that, but I'm telling you right now.
I always root for Army and Navy. I always do. Air Force, I don't know why I don't, but I always root
for Army. Off.
I know. And you're an Air Force guy. Air Force.
I don't care. I didn't go to the service academy.
There's a Fisher DeBerry story out there, and I will tell that at a different time.
I'm just kidding. I don't care at all.
Good. Arkansas, they're coming in hot at 3-7. They're playing TCU in the Texas Bowl. Arkansas will win that game, but they're 3-7, which is they're going to crown their year off on coach 4-7. Okay. But I will say that coach is doing a good job down there. Arkansas is fun to watch. I know it sounds weird after what I just said, chuckling, but it is true. This is a good game. I'll be all over. Peach Bowl, Georgia versus Cincinnati. Love this game. Going back to my earlier statement, this is not similar, but it's true. Ask Houston when they tromped Oklahoma. These are games where you can really show up and say, we have arrived. This is a big game for Cincinnati. Georgia's going to have a bunch of guys that are going to get ready for the draft. Won't be as filled as they want to be. This is a big game. This is a big game.
I got to tell you that, again, this is another situation where I sit there and I look and I go, Dabo Sweeney, go fuck yourself. I hope Georgia beats the living hell out of Cincinnati just for that fact, just to shut everyone up that thinks can we be real about this? Yeah. Come on.
Go Bearcats. I'll represent you. Don't worry. Jared's a little angry.
Cincinnati's a part of Kentucky anyways. So.
Yeah, I've heard that. Auburn, Northwestern, there'll be no Gus Malzahn. He got fired. I don't think that was a right firing, by the way. I like Gus. I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, that was silly.
That is very silly. Northwestern will play tough in this game. It just depends on what Auburn's mood is. I can see Auburn checked out, and so Northwestern will win big. But if Auburn plays and they try, they'll win big.
You can't sleep. Don't sleep on Northwestern.
Yeah, I would stay far away from that game, gamblers. Far away. Impossible to tell. I just stay far away from that game. Yeah. Very, very tricky. Because if Auburn doesn't show up, Northwestern wins big. And again, if Auburn tries, they have so many athletes. Notre Dame, Alabama, we talked about that game. You can go back and listen to it. Ohio State, Clemson, big game. We talked about that. North Carolina State, Wolfpack versus Kentucky. Great basketball game. Not so much of a Gator Bowl. Again, Kentucky coming in with a losing record. I won't watch a second. Ole Miss Rebels versus Indiana. Boy, Indiana got jobbed. They should be in a bigger game than this. Ole Miss versus Indiana. I think Indiana wins big. Indiana's a really good team. Indiana's a top 10 team. Indiana got jobbed. And I don't like defending Indiana. I'm a Purdue fan, but Indiana got jobbed. They're much, much, much better than the Outback Bowl. Fiesta Bowl, Oregon, Iowa State. My aunt's fired up about this game. I'll watch it. Am I wrong? There's no USC listed. Am I wrong?
No USC.
Interesting. And A&M and North Carolina. Carolina is good. That's a good game. A&M Carolina is a good game. That's a good game. Would not be surprised if the Tar Heels win that game. That's a good game. That is your COVID Bowl slate.
A whole bunch of games I don't give a shit about. Ohio State better beat the living piss out of Clemson. That's where I'm at.
Clemson.
Fucking Clemson.
I'm going to rank them 11th.
Asshole. Like, how obnoxious. What an obnoxious thing.
One more time for Jared does his big read. If you aren't fired up and you're playing for Ohio State, this is pride. Pride.
Follow us on Facebook.
We don't like Carolina. Oh, come on, Manny Blasdale. I like Carolina. Come on. Mac Brown, nice guy. I know he's a dookie. Come on, Manny. You got to get on board.
Follow us on Facebook.
You don't want Jimbo to win that game.
Follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Cleveland and Beyond. Follow us on Twitter @CLE and Beyond. Shoot us an email, Andy and Jared @gmail.com, JARID. And after Browns games and any other time you feel like it, check us out on Instagram @Official Cleveland Sports. But again, we go live. Holly jumps in live too. Fun stuff @Official Cleveland Sports. We will be there after the Browns Jets game Sunday afternoon. Thank God I don't have to stay up late this time. Another reason why I just love 1 o'clock games. I don't care who we're playing. I like a 1 o'clock game. We are a part of Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, Original Cleveland Sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com, and also coming soon to Evergreen Podcasts. Andy, final thoughts.
On Official Cleveland Sports, I will do post-game Cavs for 5 minutes. It won't be long. You'll see why. Wait till you watch the Cavs. We'll be back here Wednesday morning. We will preview Browns Jets, Cavs 2020-2021 season. It'll be great. Purdue basketball as they're romping through to a 6-2 record. Many other fun things. Holly Wetzel and I tomorrow night. Set the Edge Christmas special. Christmas spectacular with Jared and I on Wednesday morning. Happy holidays, everybody out there. Manny Blasdale and the crew, thank you we always love your stuff. As Jared said, go to Official Cleveland Sports. Post-game Cavs, post-game Indians, next year post-game Buckeyes, and post-game Browns. You want more? Come into the Official Cleveland Sports. We'll break it all down.
@Official Cleveland Sports on Instagram.
We'll be there.
Cleveland Sports.
We'll be there. Can't believe we yawned our way to a Giants victory, but I loved every yawning moment. Let's do it again. And, as right before we sign off, it is now 17-0 as they start the third. Boy, Steelers have really checked out. I guess they're happy making the play. Boy, checked out. Purdue's an 8-point underdog against Iowa. Only 8 points.
Are these just your random thoughts as we close out right now? Is that what we're doing?
It's Random Thoughts Monday. It's fucking cold in Connecticut.
The Browns are 10-4.
Playoffs.
Still in it for the division.
Kitty cats
might win the AFC North.
Kitty cats giving the Squealers trouble.
Hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol?
Who's the Cincinnati quarterback? Anybody? I don't know.
No. Wrong team.
No. Who's the quarterback for Cincinnati now?
Talk again soon.
Not Dandy Dalton.
See you guys Wednesday. Love you. Good night. Take care. Andy, bye. Peace.
I love that the Browns are 10 wins. It's so good. So cool. It helps you when you go to the Target late at night for Santa. I'll tell you that much. My brother's a QB, man.
Manny, my brother is the QB. That fucking movie. Uncle Rico's the QB. It's Uncle Rico.
Trying to pop that in.
It's Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns, 1 game.
Oh my God, Al. I've been watching clips on Al Bundy lately. God, that show was great.
He's a local boy.
Yes,
right
he
here.
is. Big Quaker Steak and Lube fan. For people,
Still good friends with Boom Boom. Which, by the way, Boom Boom moved back up. Boom Boom lives here. I thought he was out west in California. I guess he shows up at the Walgreens in Poland all the time.
No shit.
Yeah, he's here. I drink his bourbon all the time at my dad's house.
Watson dropping in knowledge hot. Quaker Steak and Lube's the best wings in the world. Great win for the Browns. I am so excited for this team. Let's give it on a good note. Browns are on their way. So exciting. So excited. We will preview that.
The longest goodbye.
Yes. Oh my God. So many more thoughts.
Good night.
Should we do the bowl games again? An
hour and 20 minutes.
Should we do the bowl games again?
Bye, everybody. Andy, I'm shutting you off. Talk again soon. Take care. Have a good night.
Cleveland and Beyond with Andy and Jared is a part of Evergreen Podcast. You can follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/Cleveland and Beyond, on Twitter at CLE and Beyond, or shoot them an email at andyandjared@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit the website, clevelandandbeyond.net.